one homeland, one people, one heritage. From the Department of Labor. The Department of Labor has been doing the most out-of-pocket Nazi posting, I think, of any of the Trump any of the administration's branches, because you expect it from Homeland Security, and to an extent you expect it from like the Department of State or the Department of Defense. The Department of Labor, remember when Trump just took over, the DOL kept posting like Nazi propaganda posters of like 6'2", blue-eyed, blonde-haired Aryan Ubermenschen holding up like a bunch of planks of wood, like rebuild America today, that kind of thing, you know? Looked straight out of World War II. From the Department of Labor. The Department of Labor. It's so soy. This wasn't the only big one recently. I think, was it the DHS that put out that really aggressive... There's been a lot lately, man. Kristi Noem's podium at the DHS. One of ours, all of yours. Nazi policy made when an SS officer was killed in a Czech village. The Nazis then killed every resident of that village in response. Yeah, that's one. What about the other one? What about the... Was it from the Homeland Security account where they posted that 2-minute bit of the woman who was just like frothing at the mouth with the Nazi posting? Trying to see if I can find it. You all know what I'm talking about? I think it was this one. This is the one that I'm thinking of.
I'm Lauren Biss, Deputy Assistant Secretary at the Department of Homeland Security. I'm here to set the record straight on false reporting surrounding our brave law enforcement. Following the attack in Minneapolis, the media and sanctuary politicians began spreading smears about our law enforcement, from claiming the rioter was driving away from law enforcement to garbage that she was denied medical care. Here's what really happened. ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them. An ICE officer...
Remember that as the DHS account is posting stuff like this, as reported on by Ken Klippenstein, internally, people working at ICE and the DHS are like, we really wish Kristi Noem would shut the up because it's making people angrier at us and it's making our guys behave worse. Like it's worsening things for everyone, you know? And these are seasoned ICE officers. I mean, these are like proper Hitlerites.
Fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. This footage corroborates what DHS has stated all along, that this individual was impeding law enforcement and weaponized her vehicle in an attempt to kill or cause bodily harm to federal law enforcement. The American people can watch this video with their own eyes and ears and
it does feel very Watch Mojo top 10, yeah.
Judge for themselves. Immediately, our ICE officers got medics and there was an ambulance on the scene. The individual was pronounced dead. Any loss of life is an absolute tragedy. We do pray for the deceased and her family, and as well as for our officer and all those affected in the situation.
Her face movements are inhuman. Look at this, man. 13K likes to 7.1K comments. People really did not care for this. I bet you this didn't take off with the right that much because of who, like, she's this, like, wiry woman. I don't know. She's very off-putting. Now, this is a real Department of Homeland Security post, quoting a Nazi song, "By God, We'll Have Our Home Again." A white nationalist song sung to the tune of Rolling Down to Old Maui, 19th century sea shanty. Return. Or something. She reminds them of their bitch third grade teacher too. That's true. She does kind of have elementary school teacher vibes, doesn't she?
On Thursday, there was another vehicle attack on law enforcement officers in Portland as they were attempting to arrest...
Which government account was it that posted everyone was just making fun of him for being fat? You know what I'm talking about. Everyone, they were all tearing into him for being a big boy. Big boy? Are you sure the speaker in this isn't just AI? Your observation is neither entertaining nor novel. Everyone has said this. She just sounds like that, man.
An affiliate and suspected member of Trinidad Aragua. One of these illegal aliens played an active role.
Mogged. They posted this today. Yeah, I saw this one. I am the captain now. Get it? Because they've ended temporary protected status for Somalia, and because the movie where the Somali pirate said, "I'm the captain now." Do you get it? It's another. I'm sorry to keep pulling up the comparison or whatever. You know, I'm sorry to continue to like relate back to it, but the Nazis worked on building their own identity. The MAGA movement is reactionary in its purest sense. They have no internal form. They're always just responding to other things. So you just took what you would describe as a crucial step to protecting the homeland from foreign invaders. A movie quote is your response? A movie quote in a movie that's about Somali pirates, not about America. Like you are forever responding to the moment. You have no aspirations to build. This big boy? Yes! I just like this one because he's really fat. He looks like Taft or whatever. Everyone in the comments is just calling him fat. Look at that. See? God damn, you're fat as f***. It's true.
This is Harry Phones, Principal Deputy Assistant
This
Secretary
is where they've been sending the
Department
migrants.
of Homeland Security. This week, DHS law enforcement surged over 2,000 officers and agents to the sanctuary city of Minneapolis to investigate the rampant fraud in the state of Minnesota and conduct targeted immigration enforcement operations. Tragically, on Wednesday, we saw the direct consequences of constant attacks and demonization of our officers by sanctuary politicians. A woman weaponized her vehicle to obstruct law enforcement. When officers commanded her to get out of the vehicle several times, she ignored them and attempted to run over federal law enforcement officers. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the...
Come on, it's good comedy, right? The fact that they darkened him so much, too. They darkened him so much. It looks like it's the end of a cutscene, like they're closing out.
Public fired defensive shots at the vehicle, resulting in the death of the driver. He used his training and he saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. Our prayers are with our officers, the deceased, and her family. We have been very clear. We stand with our law enforcement as they work tirelessly to make communities across the nation safer. DHS urges local law enforcement and the public to cooperate with ICE as they remove pedophiles, murderers, rapists, drug traffickers, and violent criminals from American communities. ICE experienced more malicious treatment in Minneapolis after a Hilton hotel...
Why is he so fat? I guess my question is, like, given how image conscious the MAGA movement is, like they're aware of the fact they have nothing more than rhetoric, why is he so fat? Like, okay, remember when Nick Fuentes said, like, when he was going to that Groyper meetup, if you're fat, don't stand next to me? He was spitting there, right? He's, as always, his problem is he's too honest, right? He keeps doing that. It's just a straightforward acknowledgement that this isn't really about ideology, right? It's about rhetoric. It's about image. If you're controlling the comms here, it's the Department of Homeland Security. It's not like everyone has to take a turn at the phone. It makes me wonder, like, what this guy has on him that allowed him to do this. Did they just hand it? Was it like a pity thing? You get what I mean, right?
After a Hilton hotel canceled the reservation of federal law enforcement. Hilton has taken action, and that hotel is no longer a Hilton location. This week, Secretary Noem was on the front lines in Minneapolis and accompanied law enforcement as they went after the worst of the worst. The operation led to the arrest of an Ecuadorian illegal alien convicted of robbery and wanted for murder and sexual officer that did two, putting the world's criminals on notice.
You're on notice. Who is this guy? What's his name again?
Principal Deputy
Harry Phones. That's right. His name is Harry Phones. Of course. Wow. He has gained a lot of weight since the headshot for his Legistorm account was taken. Phew. Tough job, I guess. Is that an Israel flag on the right? You mean behind him in the video? I don't know. Probably whatever. Report inaccuracy for the photo. Deceiving our that's funny. On his Twitter profile, the very first thing in the bio is lacking athleticism. What a strange existence, man. Can you imagine, like, being one of these people, desperately trying to loot everything you can from the federal government before the hammer of overwhelming public disapproval brings you out of office? Then again, knowing the Democrats, they might keep this guy when they take over. Who knows? Look at the ICE memorial, funny as hell. A memorial to fallen ICE officers? To my knowledge, no ICE officer has ever been killed by a suspect or anything like that. Like, not a single one. We also lie on. Honoring our fallen ICE officers 1915 to 2025. 1915? ICE didn't exist until, what, 2003? Okay, sure, whatever, man. Okay, ICE fallen officer. All these guys died to, like, COVID. or syphilis or something. COVID right here. COVID, 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 cancer from 9/11. Okay. Multiple melanoma. No, myeloma? Is that how that's pronounced? Cancer? Okay, so cancer and COVID. That's it. What's the earliest death listed here? How far back are we going? Oh, okay. By ICE, we're including customs. Gotcha. On ice.gov. There we go. We're going all the way back to the Pinkertons or some shit. Yeah, look, people, these guys, for one, got his shit on. Look at that. For two, these people used to have actual dangerous jobs. Special Agent Edward Billings Webb was on patrol and searching for rum runners in Franklin County, Vermont when he was shot by an unknown assailant. That's way cooler than like 8 ICE agents in a row dying to a disease they don't think existed. And he looks good. Okay, that's a lot of text. That's a lot of text for the bit. TLDR. Rum runners, man. U.S. Customs Officer Daniel A. Romberger was shot and killed by rum runners when he refused to accept a $2,000 bribe. $2,000? In 1932? Damn. That's a lot of money. Holy shit. That's some officer integrity right there. God damn. This guy had a heart attack. Who amongst us? Hey, our first color photo. That color that's not sepia. Special Agent Anthony Koza suffered a fatal heart attack after lifting excessive weight while assigned to Blaine, Washington. Damn, he had a Harry Dubois death right there, didn't he? A little bit. Drowned in the Rio Grande. U.S. Immigration and Naturalization Service Security Officer Frank E. Schaffen. Why does this have the generic ICE badge? Immigration and Naturalization Service. Do you not have a badge you could show for that? Okay, sure, ICE. Was escorting 28 Mexican nationals in a charter airplane flying from Fresno, California to El Centro, California. During the flight, the plane caught fire and the wing fell off. The crash killed all on board. Okay. Yeah, happens to the best of us. All right, we're being goofy. We're being goofy. Look, I got to read donos, then I got to skedaddle, okay? I got some stuff to do today. I won't have some stuff to do tomorrow, though, so, you know, we'll be more free then.